Well, coverage by NBC Connecticut Investigates prompted legislation to keep your neighborhood safer and perhaps a little tidier. We found thousands of dangerous and unsightly double utility poles popping up all over our state. Chief Investigator Len Bestoff shows you the extent of the issue and how leaders hope they can solve it.
Months ago, we told you about Connecticut having more than 20,000 double utility poles, bolted, strapped, and strung together to prop up broken ones that keep critical wires aloft. We showed how that comes at a cost. Super unsightly poles.
I read your article.
And if you live in Bruce Pancoast's Monroe neighborhood,
so I thought, well, this is classic.
Maybe not super safe sight lines for drivers.
It's an accident waiting to happen.
Pancoast says that double pole sat untouched for a year. It was replaced just 1 week after he spoke with us. New legislation takes aim at these delays, with Senate Majority Leader Bob Duff leading on the issue after seeing it in his Norwalk district.
It's not Eversource, it's not UI, it's the cable companies and some of the other companies, the old telephone lines, sometimes the municipal wires. But a lot of times it is the cable broadband companies that are the bad actors.
Duff says new legislation reduces the time allowed to transfer wires from a damaged pole to a new one.
I appreciate everybody's support and everybody's help, and I appreciate your bringing this issue to light because your reporting has helped to inform my colleagues in the legislature about how important this is and why this is such a big issue for our constituents around the state. Companies now will have 20 days versus 45 days to move it. If they don't, it's a fine of $100 per day. And then the Communication Workers of America can then just go in and change it, fix them, and then bill the companies back.
The Communications Workers of America, Local 1298, represent 2,000 people working for Verizon in Connecticut. The union explains the power companies and Verizon each own half the state's 900,000 utility poles, and they're good about transferring the wires on time. Power companies go first, Verizon goes last.
The problem was the double poles were piling up because attachers weren't shifting their equipment off of the pole.
The union says the attachers, broadband, cable, and others that go on the pole between the power and phone companies, need to hold up their end of the bargain, or the CWA will do the wire transfers at a potentially higher rate.
The costs associated with doing the job you're supposed to do are baked into everybody that's on the pole. If you do it right the first time when it happens, there shouldn't be any additional cost.
The association that represents cable and broadband companies hasn't responded yet to our request for comment on this story. The new legislation that aims to reduce the number of double poles in our state goes into effect July 1st of next year. Len Bestoff, NBC Connecticut Investigates.